I think we are live now. So we will be starting our session in 1 to 2 minutes. Let wait for some everyone else. Let everyone to join the session. So in the meanwhile, who has joined the session? So please introduce themselves in the comment section. It will be very nice from you. Okay. So hello everyone. Welcome to the live session of Easy Recruitment. My name is Aditya, and we are doing this live session with Ankur Modi Sir. So today he will tell us all the things to do before an interview. So before starting the session, firstly I will tell you about our organization and about our company. So our company name is Easy Recruitment, and we provide recruitment to teachers in schools and also provide training to the teachers who are prepared to for the interview and the all other things that can help a teacher in getting a good job in a school. So I think you are on the screen it's visible about our company. So we have 150 plus schools associated with us in Delhi and the NCR region, and so we are in in this business for like past 2 years, and we are helping out teachers for like 2 years, and we have started these live sessions to reach out to a larger audience. So these sessions can really help you to get a better job. So stay tuned and listen to the whole session with Ankur Modi sir. He will be giving you some really good insight that can help you in landing a good job in a good school. Like it's your dream to get a good job in a teaching profession. So we will make that happen. So please stay tuned with us. It will be a nice session. So and Ankur Modi sir will be coming up with us in like 2 minutes. So I have already told you that we are in this field for the past 2 years, and the what happens is most teachers that I encounter with face difficulties in interview only. Like they are good in academic part, but they are not able to land a good job. Like what's the reason behind that? The reason behind that is the lack of interview skills. So that part makes them it will be a like a so painful thing for them, due to some simple thing like interview skills, they are not able to land a good job in their dream school or a dream job. So many teachers don't focus on some small things like resume writing, interview skills, and updates about changes in the education system. So these are all the things they don't focus about, but these are the things that most of the schools are looking into a teacher, like they should know, like they are seeing, like the teacher should know yeah, these are the changes in the system and all that thing. Like recently NEP has been launched, like the new education policy 2020, and there are many changes in that. So most of the teachers are not aware of that changes. So that's the problem that the teachers are facing, and in the end the most of the schools are rejecting on these things only. Like they didn't know how to write a resume, what are the interview skills, and all that part. So we are in this field, so we know what problems the teachers are facing and what a school is looking into a teacher for, for providing them a job. Like they know yeah, they are good in their academic part, but they should also know about the skills, they are able to provide a good skills to the students. Because in the coming future also, the education will be more of the skills based learning, not like a traditional way of learning, a skill based learning. So that's the focus is shifting in the education system, and the new education policy is already focused towards only on skill based learning. So that's the reason we are organizing these sessions. So about the NEP changes, we will be talking about that in our future videos. So but in this session, we will focus on what things to do before an interview or our demo class. So that's a phase one, like a stage one for you for getting a job. So I think we should start our session. So and one more thing, like if someone has any doubt between the session, they can write in the comment section. We will be addressing all the doubts in the end of the session. So now I will like to invite Ankur Modi sir. So hello sir.
Thank you, Aditya sir. Thank you for the introduction.
So, sir, I think we should start the session, and so many people are live with us, so we can help them about like how they can get a good job in their like a school, how they are, what problems they are facing, so everything. So please, I think this session will be a great. So over to you, sir.
Thank you. It would be my pleasure to take the journey ahead, Aditya sir. Hello, everyone. My name is Ankur Modi, and I will be playing the role of instructor as well as a guide for this live session. I welcome Miss Kirti, Mr. Gaurav, Mr. Akash, and Miss Shefali. So, talking about our this live session, as you have already known about the way organization Easy Recruitment works, let me tell you in short that today we shall be talking about those things which are essential to have preparation about by a candidate before trying to go for an interview. I would like to start our today's live session with a picture. I want you to guess what the picture is about. You can see two athletes running, having a red stick in one's hand. So it is the game which we know as relay race. And as we all know that in a relay race, a baton is passed from one athlete to another. A baton is like a stick kind of formation which is passed from one player to another. And we one need to be an athlete need to be very careful while passing the baton to another, because the goal is to and reach to the finish line and complete first. Please have a view at this clip. You can see two players of two different teams trying to send their baton to the finishing line, but unfortunately a mistake took place, and the player of blue team by mistake took the baton of the red team. You might be thinking what I am want to tell you about all this. Basically, this baton that I am right now focusing about, the game that I want to tell you about, is about the new education policy. You would have heard about 4 by 400 relay race. So in the same way, our educationists prepared the new education policy and handed it over to government. Now government has passed it on to teachers, and now it is the responsibility of teachers to take it to the final stage, that is our students. We shall be keeping this thing in mind, that what are the changes that new education policy demand. And the most important one is that the new education policy focuses primarily on the application of the subject. Keeping this thing in mind, that application is the most important one, I want to tell you that government has decided that every teacher is supposed to take CPD. CPD is continuous professional development classes or training every single year, according to which a teacher is supposed to take 50 hours of professional development course type of classes every single year in order to enhance his skills. Because the new education policy talks about the application of knowledge as well as the brainstorming of the students. Earlier हमारी education policy में जो कुछ भी था, that focused more about cramming than creating something new. And to create something, we need to apply our knowledge. और इसी बात को ध्यान में रखते हुए government has decided that 50 hours of CPD, that is continuous professional development course, shall be provided to teachers. And what we have brought this live session along with a module of like 15 classes in which we shall be enhancing your skills. Proceeding further in this live session, I would like to tell you that there is one more reason that we need to get prepared before going for an interview, and that reason is the survey. You can see the findings of the survey on your screen right now. The survey was conducted regarding teachers not getting selected into an interview. And the reason which primarily came as a shocking surprise were self-confidence, spoken English, lesson plan preparation, unpleasing resume, salary negotiation, and others. So we shall be discussing these things. The thing that we shall be primarily focusing in this live session would be preparing a resume. We shall tell you certain features of resume that you need to keep in mind, starting with the first one, that is resume writing. But before that, I would like to ask you a question, though it is a very simple one. I hope everyone out of you would be able to answer. I would like to request Aditya sir that I would like to request my viewers that they please comment in the comment box the right option of the question. I would also like to request Aditya sir that Aditya sir please share the answer with me also on the screen. So, okay, see, birthday of Sarpalli, Dr. Sarpalli Radhakrishnan. Yes, well said. Thank you, Monica ma'am. Thank you, Rini ma'am and Dwarika ma'am. Yes, it was a simple question, but now I am going to come up with a tricky one. So, my question with all of you is, do you know the difference between inductive and deductive teaching? Inductive and deductive teaching. I don't want a detailed answer, but I would love if you reply to me in short, yes or no. Yes or no. Thank you, Mr. Gaurav, for your response. The difference between inductive and deductive teaching. Because it is like a detailed answer one, I don't expect you to write down the whole answer. If you can respond in yes or no that you know the difference, okay. It is very smart of you, Miss Kirti, that you know the answer, as well as Miss Monica. Now, Mr. Akash, thank you for your affirmative answer. Ms. Rekha also. Okay, so we will talk about this difference of inductive and deductive teaching, both from the perspective of student as well as from the perspective of the new education policy. I will take two examples, one from the subject English and the second one from the subject maths, I would say. For example, if a teacher is supposed to teach as primarily school student about the different coins, what do teacher used to do earlier? They used to show them different coins and they used to tell them कि बेटा ये जो गोल वाले सिक्के हैं वो हैं हमारे 2 रुपए के, जो गोल सिक्के और थोड़े से मोटे हैं, those which are thick one, they are coins of ₹5. This was the old education pattern, which was based on inductive teaching, in which teacher all had to do was to tell them directly the rule. But now the new education policy focuses mostly on teaching students only and only with deductive teaching skills. And what is deductive teaching? In this teaching, all the coins are shown in front of the student and they are told to identify the similar ones and make a category of them. For example, there are 50 coins in front of a student. Out of them, 8 are of ₹5, 12 are of 2 rupees each. One is of 15 are of ₹1. Now they will put them all together, and now the teacher, instead of telling them the identity of different coins, teacher will tell them that you please tell me the group you have made together of 12 coins of ₹1, which are its qualities. Now the student himself makes a list of the qualities that coin number that ₹1 coin is having. For example, it is round, it is slim. While on the other hand, ₹2 coin is not round, almost round, but at the same time it is bigger than ₹1 coin. And when we talk about coin worth ₹5, it is round as well as thick. So we enforce the student, we brainstorm the student to figure out the quality of the coin specific that we are talking about. So this is called deductive way of teaching. We deduct something from some amount, हम कुछ घटाते हैं. So in this we try to derive something out of the student himself. If we talk about if we talk about English language, in English language, how can we teach student in deductive manner? So the way is, instead of telling a student that we make use of helping verb shall with I and we, what do we tell them? We give them all the sentences having all the pronouns I, we, he, she, it, name, you, they, and we give them a sentence. I shall go to market, we shall go to market, he will go to market, she will go to market. Now, after giving all these examples, we tell the student, you please differentiate which sentences or which pronouns are having shall and which pronouns are having will. Now the child himself uses his brain and comes to the conclusion that all the first person pronoun come take shall with it, while second and third person pronoun take will with it. So this is the way deductive teaching works. Coming back to our today's live session, as I told you, that the new education policy, because it focuses on the CPD, in this CPD, teachers will be trained regarding the new trends which are going to be set. And as I said earlier, we are to take the baton to the finishing line. Our finishing line is the understanding of the student. And for this, all we have to do is to understand the implications of NEP and implement them. Okay, so here are we having our first topic, first preparation to be done for the sake of interview, and that is preparing our resume. As you can see on the screen, that in the resume we mention everything about us. Resume is typically a one-page document in which we mention everything which is essential for the employer to know about us. You can see we have written career objectives, personal skills, education, work experience, professional skills, and also we have mentioned our basic details, which contains our contact number, address, as well as our name. Along with this resume, we need to know something else, because there are other things that we need not to go for while going for an interview. These are biodata. Biodata contains information that are mostly biological. It was a way of collecting information in earlier time, which is not now in trend. You can see that like gender, name, location kind of informations used to be gathered by the employer, but we don't make use of it, nor we need to go for it now. After this we encounter the CV. CV is a Latin term which means curriculum vitae, and it simply means course of life. So as you can understand, course of life, the word itself tells that we are to tell more about us to the employer so that he get a better idea. It includes basically all our academic credentials in it. And after CV, if we want to give some more information about us, then portfolio is the right job for us. Coming back to our chief point, that resume is the one we are talking about, but we have shifted our attention from resume to CV, and now we are talking about portfolio. The only reason we are doing all this is that we must know the difference between these two or three formats before applying, because our profession is the one about which we must be totally aware of. A CV and portfolio contains a larger information about us for our employer, but those are not the one that must be used generally for the sake of teaching profession. For teaching profession, resume is best. But why is it best? We shall talk about it in the upcoming slides. Portfolio, as you can see, it contains biodata, resume, CV achievements, as well as our work profile. So basically, portfolio is a bigger content holding bunch of papers in comparison to CV. Now we are having cover letter. Cover letter, as the word itself tells, it is a cover, and it is in the form of a letter, and we use it with CV as well as resume. And the only reason we do need a cover letter with the CV and resume is because they contain larger information. So we need to summarize that in one page, and we basically write down 3 paragraphs in a cover letter. In the first opening paragraph, we introduce that where did we get the advertisement of the job or why we are applying. In second paragraph, we tell about that why do we want to apply for the job. So in this way, we we deal with a cover letter. Talking about resume, so there are certain parameters. Now, as we have come to know that resume is the only thing that we need to make use of while applying for an interview job. So here we shall know some basic things about an interview, about a resume. While preparing a resume, we need to keep these things in our mind. Number one, style. While preparing a resume, we need to make use of the font Times New Roman, and the font size should be 10 or 12. The selection of the size would be on the basis of the content that is there printed in the page. After that, we need to keep this margin factor in our mind. It is considered best that if we leave 1 inch of margin on all the four sides, then it would enhance the aesthetic beauty of the resume. Now, coming to our next point about the interview, essential interview skills that we need to be prepared before encountering an interview. Let me ask you another question. This is a tricky one, and this time, as it is there on your screen, I want you to answer it. But this time we are not having options for it. There are four options, or there can be any fifth answer also, because this question is, instead of being an objective one, is a subjective one. But yes, there is one specific answer of this question from the perspective of education psychology. I want you to focus on this question, and I'll take a pause of like 10 to 15 seconds, and I want you to answer it. I know the question is again a detailed one. So in short, you can mention whatsoever answer you are having in your mind right now. To make mind peaceful, Akash Sharma, sir, thank you for your answer. I would like to request you to think about this question from the perspective of education psychology, because that would make it far more interesting. The answer is far more interesting that we, even as teachers, can think of. Okay, prayers are viewed, Kirti ma'am, prayers are viewed as a gesture of unity and equality for students as well as teachers. Very well, ma'am. Okay, so without wasting much of your time, I would like to tell you something about it. Uh, are you able to view this picture? I know, yes, you are able to view it. We are having a picture divided into four parts, four dogs giving response to something. I think you all must have heard the name of Pavlov and his experiment on dog, in which he tried to condition a dog's mind. For those who do not know, let me just go for this example in a bilingual mode. It's really a very nice one. पावलव ने एक डॉग को ट्रेनिंग देने के लिए, उसकी माइंड की कंडीशनिंग करने के लिए he rang bell in front of him, and he found that there was no saliva coming out of his mouth. Then he showed him the piece of meat, and obviously the saliva was there. Now what did he do as an experiment? Next time, whenever he showed the dog the piece of meat, at the same time he rang the bell also. Now his mind got conditioned that whenever bell rings, there is meat and I am to start salivation. So point is, later on, in as a part of the experiment, when Pavlov removed the piece of meat out of the scenario and he just rang the bell, the mouth of the dog start watering. I just want to know that how many of you have already understood this relevance of this example with the question. I just want to know how many of you have been able to relate this example with the question. Only your answer yes would be sufficient. You can even mention why also. Okay, so theory of learning. Thank you, Kirti ma'am. Thank you for grasping the concept so swiftly. The point is, I would like to give you a real life example. Okay, it is so that I had to unfortunately stop going to school when I was in fifth standard. And later on, I joined the school only in 11th class itself. My father was an extreme rationalist, and once he had a hot talk with the principal regarding this very fact that why is prayer needed? I shall send my child to the school just after the prayer. And because the school is all about teaching, so yes, he will study over there. Now, let me make certain changes into this picture. I would like to tell that this dog is nothing but the student. What this bell is nothing but the prayer. Prayer has nothing to do with the student. But now, if we take this thing, now this is the positive mindset. This is the positive mindset of the student. Now, this is the positive mindset of the student. There are certain technical problems which are being faced by me right now because of the. I would like to take a minute from you. Sorry for this disturbance. So, as you were talking about, the example, the relevance of the example with the question. So, point is that the dog is like a student who needs to be mentally prepared before facing a situation. Just the way students are supposed to. Okay, so just the way students are supposed to have a positive mindset before coming to school, and that positive mindset helps them to study. But imagine someday a student who has come from home has not in such a fine mood to study, then what shall happen? In that situation, the prayer which has been used as a conditioning shall assist the child. If the boy is not there with a positive mindset, the prayer is going to prepare his mindset in that way that he would be interested in studying. So in the last situation, as you can see, even when the dog is not having meat, but he is having the bell sound, he starting watering. So the point is, even if someday a child is coming into school without any positive mindset, he is definitely going to study with the help of the prayer. So this was the implication of prayer in real life situation from the perspective of education psychology. Coming to the next important preparation that we need to go for while going for any interview is being prepared about the following skills. And which are these skills? These skills are number one. As you can see the picture, a man holding two umbrellas in his hand. Whenever you are in an interview, you need to know beforehand that which are the responsibilities that you have played in your previous organizations, in your previous schools, and how would you include them in your interview. While having conversation with the interviewer, if you make use of your achievements deliberately but in a very fabricated way, मेरे कहने का मतलब बस इतना ही है कि अगर आप अपनी बात को इतने अच्छे तरीके से पेश करते हैं कि कोई ये ना पहचान पाए कि आपने अपनी बात को जानबूझ करके रखा है, then that it creates a very positive impact. So we need to know beforehand which are our achievements. Now remember, in the field of education, your achievement can be a student who was a poor student and later on resulted into a very bright one, that would be an achievement. And you should not feel shy or you should not feel timid कि अगर मैं इस बात को कहूंगा तो कैसा लगूंगा. You need to be all confident about it. Second one, be confident. I think that using this phrase is easy, but being confident is really a tough job. But we shall be discussing it later on in a major depth, in a greater depth, that how can we feel confident by knowing the situation, by knowing by knowing our surroundings. Next, we are having be an active listener. To be a good speaker, you need to be a good listener. Whenever something is being spoken to you, listen to it carefully, and you have full right in an interview to say to your interviewer, to say to your employer, pardon please, would you repeat, pardon please, and pardon please is sufficient in itself. Coming to the next skills, these are punctuality. So punctuality is not only about being on time, it is also about feeling respectful about own self. And the moment you start being punctual, you start having a greater sense of respect for your own self, and that respect for own self gets converted into your own confidence. So ultimately, it is a very fruitful one. Talking about our next skill that we need to master, and that skill is not getting panicked. Not getting panicked simply means, yes, we all fear, we all know that. Even if I recall my first live session, I was also fearful. But the point over here is we need to know that our fear should not be of that much intensity that it gets visible from our body. I'm talking about some physical gestures. For example, someone just playing with his nails, the other one even biting his nails at an interview spot. Oh my God, what can you expect from your employer that he would think of you? My whole and sole point is that you need to be very alert. You need not to go to that intensity when it comes to hesitation or fear. Now, thinking before you speak. It is the skill which only tells that we need to be not only particular, but our first, we need to keep our first skill while talking about this one in mind. Our first skill says that we need to articulate responsibilities. We need to show that we are responsible. So we are to fabricate our sentences. We are to fabricate our statements in such a way that it creates a positive impression. Next, we are having, okay, have dialogue. You know the difference between monologue and dialogue? Let me tell you in short. Dialogue word is a byproduct of two words, die plus log. Log means conversation and die means two. So when two people are having conversation, it is dialogue. Mono means one and monologue means when one person is having conversation. So chief point is in a dialogue, there is a sense of interest. But when you go for a monologue, the same thing happens with the interviewer also. Your employer finds the same thing with you. My point is when you are having an interview, if you are being asked about a question, you can also counter ask something to your employer, and that would make your interview convert into a dialogue or into a conversation. So instead of interview, go for a conversation. And last one, preparation. Preparation is the key to success. And when I talk about preparation, I mean that you master all these skills. After this, we shall talk about those qualities which are required by the company or by the organization in a candidate, and those are not like different ones. Mostly these qualities are almost the same. The first one, because of the profession, is the demand of the subject knowledge, and that they will know either by a demo class or by your resume, in which you would have written your academic qualifications or you would have added some certifications of yours, so that shall help them. Next thing that they want to know is the team spirit. And keeping this thing in mind, they may ask you certain questions. For example, if you are a member of a five, or if you are a member of five teachers team, what would be your responsibilities, or how would you take that situation, and how would you act? So what we need to do, we need to think about these questions, and the module that we shall be coming up with shall be having all these kind of questions of interview. Next, the skill which is required from the organization are the teaching skills. Now this one include having presence of mind, having good communication skills, and coming to the next one, accountability, how much responsible you are for a specific situation. I may very well recall that in my few interviews, when I had mentioned to the interviewer that I have left my government job for the sake of the private one, they made some kind of remarks that made me think it that I would have done some mistake. Basically, generally, what happens when a person leaves a government job, then most of the time it is expected that he will regret it. So my interviewer tried to made me accountable for what I had done as a decision of mine. Remember, candidates, being accountable doesn't mean feeling blamed. You, if you have taken a decision and you are okay with it, then that situation makes you accountable for that, and being accountable even for a mistake makes you stronger. Okay, so accountability is another skill that is must. Now if we talk about our third part, that is about dealing with the demo class, before that I would like to answer you this question also. If you have a difference of opinion with somebody, how would you express it most humbly? Thank you, Mr. Gaurav, for understanding that, for being able to correlate the picture with the question. I am not that much frequently able to look at your comment section also. So yes, right now I saw it. You can give your answer by mentioning the option. Okay, Ms. Kirti's answer is number 4. I don't agree with your opinion. The same answer comes up from Mr. Gaurav. Mr. Akash has also the same answer. Okay, so we all know that how to present ourselves in an interview by using certain humble words. Now, talking about the last part of this live session in which we are to deal with classes, how we are to take a demo class, and which are the things that we need to keep in mind while attending one. So, for it, we shall know about certain things, that why a class is conducted, why a demo class is conducted. I want you to answer this question. It is conducted obviously to know our skills, our presence of mind, our confidence level in front of the students. Then next, it is what to keep in mind while taking a demo class. So all that we need to have is the principle of carps diem. Carps diem is a Latin term which simply means living the moment, seizing the moment. Seizing means capturing the moment. As a teacher, we have taken numerous classes in our day-to-day life, but when it comes to a demo class, we feel a bit hesitant, and that is what the interviewer or the panel of judges wants to figure out, that how do we react. So while dealing with a demo class, we need to consider it to be a normal day-to-day class, and we need to think of our interviewers or panel of judges in terms of our students. I very well recall my few experiences of giving demo classes, and all of them I treated the interview panel as my students. And if you are feeling a bit hesitant of behaving the same way, you have full liberty to ask them before the start of the demo class, may I treat you as a student? Remember, candidates, even if you ask this question, the answer would be 100% positive, because they do want to know that what are your teaching skills. So they would definitely give you the liberty to treat them as students. At the same time, sometimes it happens that while you are taking a demo class, an interviewer would try to either raise a question or he would try to ignore you. You would be thinking, oh my God, he is one of the members of the panel. So how can I tell him, pay attention to the board? But basically, this is what they do. They create a real life situation in front of you by becoming a reckless or non-interested student. And what do? We let them be the way they are. We do not pay attention to them. But at this moment, if you tell them, yes, what is your good name? And after knowing his or her good name, if you tell them, pay more attention to the board, because these questions are very important from the perspective of exam. If you give this statement, you will create a solid, smart impression of yours in the mind of the interviewer. So this is what you need to do. Be in the moment, seize the moment, believe in the principle of Kapp's diamond. Now talking about what is observed in a demo class. So we shall talk about certain Blackboard skills which are taken care of in a demo class by the panel. So these we have mentioned as Blackboard etiquettes. And which are these Blackboard etiquettes? When you go for your whiteboard or Blackboard, to the most top left hand side, you have to mention date and day. Then you have to mention subject topic as well as subject topic that you are teaching. And after that, you need to go for the absent, present, and total number of students that are present in the class. Now, with the help of this picture, I would like to ask a simple question. If I ask you that what is the thing which is not written in the proper sequence deliberately in this picture, can you please make a guess or can you please answer? Out of the three informations that have been written on the board, which one is not in the right order? I want you to answer this, that which one is not in the right order. Imagine if we give date and day option A, subject topic and subtopic option B, and absent present total to be option C. Then what would be your answer out of A, B, or C? Okay, AP total is incorrect. Very well, Mr. Akash. Thank you for your response. You know, candidates, those who are my viewers, I would not feel shy to tell them that whenever some response comes from your side, please share it with me so that I can ensure that the response is correct. We could have, sorry for the disturbance. Yes, option C is the right answer. The trouble that we are having is with the option C, because instead of it would be AP or total, it should be PA and total, that is present, absent, and then we should have the total number of students in the class. Okay, so proceeding further with our next slide, and that is dealing with our teaching skills on in a demo class. Over there we can talk about certain thing, we need to know about certain things and we need to keep them in mind, and these are our writing skills. The most underestimated thing which out of this is the visibility of your written content on the board. We all are aware that handwriting should be beautiful and all that, but very few of us know that those candidates who are having beautiful handwriting but they are having small font, they creates a far more bigger trouble for the students rather than those with not so legible handwriting but bigger font. My point is you need to be careful, and as a teacher, even in a demo class, if you would generally ask a question that is my content visible to the last or am I audible to the last, it will leave a positive impact of yours in front of the panel. Now we shall talk about certain must behaviors. Now this is something which I am mentioning. The first one that I am mentioning in the must behavior category is specifically for female candidates, because as far as my experience has been there in terms of interviews, I have observed that mostly female candidates while taking a demo class are very hesitant. They are extremely hesitant to just open up their mouth and be clear about what they want to speak. So having a loud and clear voice is a must for a teacher and you need to keep this thing in mind. Next, we are having eye contact. So yes, eye contact is a must for communication also. Now we are having using dipsticks. Using dipsticks, those who do not know, let me show a picture to you. This is what a dipstick is. You can see the image of an engine, and in this engine we are having uh, circle area, and that is basically the stick. As the word is, dipstick is that stick which is dipped into something to know the content, the amount of content in it. Mostly in all the automobiles, there is a container in which oil is there, and there is a stick stuck into that. So in order to figure out that whether it is time to replace the oil, we dip the stick and we come to know that how much content is there in it. So the same way, we must have our own dipstick regarding the demo class that we are taking. My point over here is that we must have very small questions, which may be like objective questions, or which may be like one line answers, or fill in the blanks, that shall help us judge the potential of the student. And when we use this dipstick as a must behavior, as a technique of our demo teaching, it gives a positive impression of us. And the last one is having movement in class. Don't underestimate it. This is important skill that you need to master, because it does two things. Number one, it creates a hypothetical fear in the mind of the student. Remember, we are not to create any fear in the mind of the students as per the NEP, or even from the previous NEP, as per the previous NEP also. But the point is, a hypothetical fear is good in terms of the teaching outcome of the student. So even if we go for a movement in class while taking a demo class, it gives positive impression. And second important benefit out of it, it shows your confidence level, that how strong you are, how comfortable you are with the class, that you are able to roam around it. So this was all about our this live session. Now I would like to give the charge to Aditya sir for the rest of the process. Aditya
Yeah,
sir, please.
yeah, yeah. Thanks a lot, sir, for such a great session. आई थिंक सबको सेशन अच्छा लगा होगा जो हमारे साथ आखिर तक लाइव रहे, और लाइक जिन्होंने हमें, अगर किसी को कोई भी डाउट है सेशन में और कुछ भी रिगार्डिंग, दे कैन कमेंट डाउन, लाइक हम अभी थोड़े Q&A सेशन करेंगे. वी विल बी एड्रेसिंग ऑल द डाउट्स ऑफ एनी क्वेरीज if anyone has. So like I think session did a great job. Thank you, Uncle Sir, for coming with us and delivering such a great session. So now I will come towards a course, like we will be providing these types of live sessions in the future also, all the topics, and we also have a course. So अगर आपको लगता है कि you need a course for it, like for getting a good job, you are facing a lot of troubles in the interview or anything regarding that, so you can join our course. So already like we have done like many numerous of workshops, live sessions previously, like we are doing many offline workshops also, but due to COVID, now we have launched our app. Our app is available on Play Store, Easy Recruitment, and we have launched our course with Ankur Modi Sir. और अंकुर सर आपके साथ रहेंगे पूरी जर्नी में, आपकी पूरी हेल्प करेंगे. आप हमें कैसे इंटरव्यू के लिए प्रिपेयर करना है, कैसे रिज्यूमे लिखना है, ऑनलाइन टीचिंग, एनईपी, पूरी जर्नी में अंकुर सर आपके साथ रहेंगे. और हमारे अब सेशन में लाइक हमारे प्रॉपर कोर्स में क्या क्या रहेगा वो भी मैं एक बार आपको बता देता हूँ. लाइक यस, सो हमारा जो कोर्स रहेगा उसमें लाइव क्लासेस होगी जो अंकुर सर ही लेंगे, टेस्ट रहेंगे, रिकॉर्डेड वीडियोस रहेगी, जॉब नोटिफिकेशन का एक्सेस रहेगा. और लाइक वन मोर थिंग, लाइक Ankur sir will be taking the journey with you with the live session and everything and the test. So what's the point of the taking of test? Like we will be giving you a e-certificate. So that e-certificate can you will be able to put in the resume. So if you are going toward any school that is associated with Easy Recruitment, so you will be getting a +1 point from the school for having a like a trained certificate from Easy Recruitment. So that's the like a good part of our course. And one more thing, so like the course value is right now 599, and there is a 5 days, like you can ask for your money within 5 days. So 5 days money back guarantee, no questions will be asked. So if you at any point of time if you think the course is not for you, like you are facing some issue or anything, so within 5 days you can ask your money back. So there is nothing like that. Yeah, we are here to help you. So it's so we are like Ankur sir is also with us ki like they like Ankur sir take all the live classes and helps like lot of teachers in getting a good job. So I think uh, we should comes towards like yeah why us. So I have already told you कि like हम क्या क्या है. So now we I think हम आपका ज़्यादा टाइम वेस्ट नहीं करते और Q&A राउंड पे आते हैं. सो लाइक Q&A आई थिंक अगर किसी को कोई भी डाउट है तो प्लीज वो कमेंट सेक्शन में लिखे. लाइक थोड़े बहुत डाउट्स आए थे पहले तो आई विल बी एड्रेसिंग दोज डाउट्स. 1 minute. Yes sir. Yes Ankur sir. A question from Rekha ma'am. सर आपकी आवाज सर यू आर म्यूट.
Okay. So as Rekha ma'am has asked that how to enhance teaching skills. So ma'am, I would like to tell you that there are certain things which can be grasped in a moment by gaining the knowledge of the that very specific thing. But when we talk about skills, then skills are a kind of achievement which need a long process. It needs a process to go through in order to master that. But yes, like for every skill, there are certain techniques which makes achieving that skill or honing that skill very easy. If we go for those techniques, it makes easy for us to achieve that skill in a less amount of time as well as in a very smarter way. So in our module we shall be talking in detail that how can we master those teaching skills. And interestingly, it's like not in terms of promotion, but yes, I would like to tell you that in our module we have crafted a specific section under the title vocabulary that is specifically target with this teaching skills as well as confidence building motive. My point over here is it is not like that we need to do something to enhance our teaching skills. As we have taught for years, most of the teachers have taught for years, and still, if they don't feel confident, the only difference is that they do not know what they had done. They have done a lot, but they do not have specific words for what they have done. So, in this module, we shall be telling you in detail that in order to enhance your teaching skills, all you need to do is to present yourself in a in a better way. And when we shall be addressing those topics, when we shall be addressing about those vocabulary terms, then we shall know about it in a better way. For example, today we took the example of the question of prayer. Now we are teachers, we are in this profession for years, and still we do not know that why prayers are getting conducted. Once we know, and when we present this point in front of any other teacher, the teacher would think, oh my goodness, how much intelligent he or she is. He knows even the basics of these activities. Now, another such question is that why do we have dress code in school? Okay, we shall talk about it some other day. But my point is, teaching skills needs to be honed because these are skills. But yes, there are certain techniques, and they demand is practice.
Okay, so I think this question is for me. So like Rekha ma'am, your certificate will be given to those students only who have cleared all the tests. So there will be test. So who are the people will be clearing the test, those will be getting the certificate. Okay, so Narupa, yes, sir. So duration of the course will be for 15 days. So like you can go to the link in the description. Everything is mentioned, like how many live sessions, how many recorded videos, and how many tests are there. So you can check the link in the description for more details. I think, but if someone has any doubts, so please comment in the section.
Uh, I think Aditya sir earlier a question was asked
Sir,
by Miss Rin. Yes,
yeah, yeah.
who will organize CPD? So basically, as per the NEP, because 50 hours of CPD is must, so obviously some organizations shall be given this charge of organizing CPD in different zones of CBSC as well as other boards, and they shall be doing this task, or some kind of affiliation shall be given to certain organization who shall have the liberty to organize the CPD sessions in schools, and for that schools are to be in contact with those schools, or some it may be also there that if a teacher himself or herself wants to go for a specific organization for the for his or her CPD training, then he can undergo that.
Okay, so yeah, sir. The next question is from Kirti ma'am.
Okay, Miss Kirti has asked how to deal with low confidence even if I am prepared. Okay, so Kirti ma'am, I would like to tell you the difference between knowing and feeling. Okay, sometimes the reality is different and we look at it from a different perspective. As you have yourself mentioned that you are well prepared, then the only thing you need to do is to go for it. If you are prepared and you go for it, then your illusion regarding this very factor, either that you are prepared or that you are having low confidence, either of these two illusion will get destroyed. If you are prepared and if you will face the challenge, then your low confidence illusion will get destroyed. And if you are having really, if you are having low confidence because of you are not being prepared but still you think you are prepared, then you shall come to know about that. So all you need to do is to put yourself into a tight spot, or you may even ask you some random questions all of a sudden. By looking at a mirror, you can answer those questions and you can very well know that how you are and how good you are at facing such a situation. Aditya sir, I think telling the candidates, telling our viewers about the program, about the description of the module would benefit them. That how shall it help them gain their confidence level?
Yeah, yeah, right, sir.
Okay, so let me tell all of you in short what we shall be delivering you in the module. In the module, we are covering 4 or 5 major aspects that are the need of the present time also. First, we shall be first we shall be telling you about the preparation of resume. We shall be telling you what to write in resume. We shall be providing you different templates for mentioning in your resume. We shall talk about different sections. So when you know that you have come to this step, it will give you a certain amount of confidence. After that, we shall be telling you about the construction of interview, which are the different aspects of interview. And later on in the next step, we shall be asking you as well as answering you those frequently asked questions in an interview. And at the same time, we may be asking you in return from you also by putting you in a tight corner about certain questions. Next, in the module, we shall be enhancing your confidence by telling you numerous things that you already know or that you already make use of in your day-to-day life, and we shall be enhancing your vocabulary. And the last two things that we shall be mentioning are the NEP, New Education Policy, its implications in our new education scenario, and we shall be talking about online teaching. I think Aditya sir would be able to better throw light on this concept of how the scenario is going to be in future. But let me tell you in short that once online teaching has come into introduction and the whole education system has understood about its importance, now no one is going to give up on it. No one is going to stop it. Online teaching is going to be a part of every school now onwards, and one need to master these skills also. And even is at this time of pandemic, if we are not moving outside home, it is beneficial for us to be aware of those skills, and that shall give you the caliber to not only present yourself in a far better way but also enhance your chances of being able and presenting yourself in a swifter way. Aditya sir,
Yeah,
please.
yeah. I totally agree with Ankur sir. So like basically what like there is a new scenario coming up. Like in the new education policy also, it's mentioned that like after the sixth class, like coding classes are compulsory from the sixth standard. So like what will be happening in the future? Like the online classes will remain. Like I think for in the future, like in next 2 years or 3 years, The new education policy when will be established a little bit in a lot of schools. So like the online classes will be a like a greater part. Like online classes is a greater part for the students also. Like many classes like on coding or any other subject will be delivering to the students on the online way also. जो हमारा ऑनलाइन वे लाइक स्टडिंग द का पैटर्न है वो चेंज होने वाला है। सो लाइक मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जो हमारी जो सारी टेक्निक्स है ऑनलाइन टेक्निक ये काफी ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है हमारे लिए अभी के लिए फ्यूचर के लिए प्रिपेयर करने के लिए। सो लाइक कोविड ने हम सबको बहुत कुछ सिखाया है। ये तो सब एग्री करते हैं कि कोविड की वजह से हमें बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला है। तो और इससे ये भी पता लगता है कि ये जो हमें इन चीजों के इन कोविड के टाइम पे जो जो चीजें हुई है एजुकेशन सिस्टम में वो एक थोड़े लॉन्ग टर्म तक रहने वाली है और हो सकता है कि आगे जाकर उसका काफी पार्ट अडेप्ट भी हो जाए एजुकेशन सिस्टम में। सो यही है कि लाइक हमारे जो टीचर्स है उनको फ्यूचर के लिए प्रिपेयर रहना चाहिए कि लाइक उनको फ्यूचर में ऑनलाइन क्लासेस लेनी है आफ्टर कोविड ऑल्सो। लाइक उनको नई स्किल बेस्ड सब्जेक्ट्स इंट्रोड्यूस होंगे। लाइक अभी तो सिर्फ कोडिंग इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ है। आगे आने में और कोई न्यू न्यू सब्जेक्ट्स इंट्रोड्यूस होंगे। सो lot of things will be happening in the future, so we should be prepared for that.
And
Yes
I would
sir.
like to also add that in our online teaching segment of the module, we shall be telling you about two softwares and one hardware. These two softwares would be teaching on Zoom classes in an efficient way, which would be a little bit enhanced level of a normal teacher teaching using Zoom. And we shall be using another software which is known as OneNote. OneNote, if someone is a little bit acquainted with technology, would be well aware that it is a product of Microsoft, and Microsoft is already well known for its for the quality of its product as well as multifunctionality that they contain. So we shall be telling you about this product, this software, that is OneNote, and we shall be telling you how to use a digital board at a very nominal cost at your own home by making use of your computer screen as a whiteboard, which shall make teachers of science and maths far more capable while dealing with students.
ओके सो आई थिंक सर हम सेशन एंड करते हैं। लाइक अब 1 आवर का सेशन हो गया है तो हम ज्यादा टाइम ना वेस्ट
Yes,
करते
sir.
हुए लाइक आई थिंक वी शुड एंड द
Because
सेशन। स्टिल इफ समवन हैज एनी डाउट
we
so they can if they can put in the comment section if someone has still any doubt so they can put in the comment section. Yes sir, Ankur sir, please.
Before we end the session, I would like to sincerely request everyone, those who are my viewers, to give a thumbs up to this video.
Yeah, right. And please subscribe the channel so like and like the video. So I think no one has any doubt. So we will be ending the session. So thanks a lot for attending the session and I think Ankur sir has given a lot of insights. So and thanks a lot Ankur sir for coming with us and giving such a good session.
My pleasure.
So yeah, thanks a lot sir. So and you can check the description for more details. So okay, so like we will end the session now.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.